Hi, good evening, everybody. Becky Knutson here with Raven House Chalk Art. Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. It's evening here now. I can't seem to get my videos done earlier in the day. I know it's close to Christmas. By my count, it is only 4 days away, but I'm going to go ahead and show you one more Christmas design here, kind of the versatility of our chalkboard. So we've talked a lot about Couture's transfers and the Chalkology paste over the last couple of days during these live videos, and I wanted to show you a little bit about the versatility of these awesome chalkboards. So this is our 18 by 24 framed Aiden in antique white. It's a beautiful board. What makes these chalkboards really unique is that they're a porcelain steel chalkboard. So how many of you have a chalkboard in your house that you use and find that, you know, maybe you like to write on it with chalk, or maybe you have some chalk markers, but it's hard to make it, you know, look pretty and attractive. So if you have a chalkboard that you're currently using, but you'd like to know how to make it more attractive and more versatile and user-friendly, comment on one, let me know. I think a lot of people are finding the fun in having a chalkboard in their house, but sometimes feel like it's a lot of pressure to keep it looking nice, or, you know, to find ways to decorate it. So anyways, I just thought it would be fun to go through, show a little bit about chalkboard and doing one more Christmas design, even though I know Christmas is only 4 days away. So this is a porcelain steel chalkboard. So this is a very heavy chalkboard. The frame is a really nice frame. We do also sell just the panels, and you can frame them yourself or hang them or do whatever you want with them. So the panels have a 50-year warranty against chipping and scratching. Probably not if I bang it with my scissors. It's a very, very nice chalkboard. And so these are going to last you a long time. You're going to get a lot of use out of them. And they're designed to be used with our Chalkology chalk paste so that the water solubility, if that's a term, works perfectly with our chalkboards, so that you can reuse the chalkboard over and over again after pasting it. And so that's what's a lot of fun about it. I will be able to change up this design each season if I want, each month, with birthdays, anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of do a little design here, and then I'm going to show you a couple other features about it. So if you're watching on the replay, please, let me know. Comment replay. Let me know if you're new to Chalk Couture, if you have tried it before, or if you have any questions. Would love to answer any questions for you. So we're going to do the days until Christmas transfer again. I've done it on some smaller pieces. So now we're going to do it here on this large board. So of course the large boards can be used for some of our beautiful large designs. We have some amazing huge designs that would fit this chalkboard. I'm going to use it as for something multi-purpose, so I'm going to use some smaller designs. Probably after the new year, I'm going to do some sort of larger transfer on it. We'll see what I'm going to do then. So I'm going to stick with traditional kind of Christmassy colors, red, white, and green for this board tonight. See if I can get my red mixed up here. Maybe I'll add some blue or something into with maybe some blue and orange ornaments too, or something like that. I don't know, I might keep it kind of simple. We'll see what we come up with here. Maybe some purple, blue, and so our Chalkology paste is a chalk product. It's water soluble, so if it does get a little bit dried out from, like I didn't scrape off the edges very well, so it got kind of dried out, I just put a little bit of water in there and stir it, and it reconstitutes pretty well. So our squeegees are one of my favorite products. I talk about them all the time. They're really fun. You can just use them like a brush or a foam brush, but they don't dry out. You can just wash them off really easily. So I'm doing this backwards. I guess I'll do the days until red. So you just apply squeegee on, and then you kind of squeegee off any excess. And the excess goes right back. You just want to make sure you cover the silk screen. So it is the silk screen transfer in those tiny holes. When you squeegee off, you want to make sure you can see the design underneath. You see how now you can see the days until? That means you have a good, clean, thin layer. Now I have a ton of squeegees, but my baby thinks they're good teething toys and my toddler thinks they're fun, so they kind of seem to run off. But the great thing is these wipe off super easy, so if you're switching out designs, you can just clean it off really, really easy and quickly and use it again. You just want to make sure it's dry before you get any paste back on there, so I just dried off. And now I can switch to green. See, it's clean, ready to go. So now I can switch to green. Now I don't want that to dry on there, so I'm just going to peel it up. You can also spritz it with water, with like a fine mist to make sure that it stays, doesn't dry on. There's a couple different things you can do. So I'm going to put this there just to keep it from drying. So now I'm going to go to apply the green right over the Christmas. And it doesn't take a whole lot of product, but you do want to make sure you get a good layer on it, to start with. Make sure you get everything covered. And then again, scrape off any excess. Put it right back into the jar. And then peel off completely. I want to place this in water until I'm ready to clean it. You don't want to soak them in water too long, but you can place them in until you get, while you're working on a design. All right. So there's my days until Christmas. And now we'll do a few ornaments. So the transfers do come in sheets, and then you cut out the individual designs. Some of them are full sheets, like 8 by 10. Some of them are larger. But if they're multi-element, you just cut them out with scissors, and then you can use the elements individually. So I'm just going to cut that out. And now we'll do some ornaments across the top here. Move my board a little bit. What I'm going to do is leave a little space there for the days that we can write in the days. Oops. All right, so again with the squeegee, I'm just going to scrape off that green back into there, wipe it off really quickly, and I can use it again. So if you only have one squeegee, that's how you can do it. I recommend having multiple squeegees, but like I said, I can't seem to find mine right now. I guess we'll go ahead and do some multiple colors here, just for fun on the ornaments. My purple's kind of plummy, not purple, but that's all right. And if you have, when you want to do, oh, that's kind of dark for that board, but we'll see how it dries. If you have one you want to do multiple of the same, you can. So for instance, I'm going to take this one here, I'm going to do blue there and a blue here. Well, that's a little bit dry, so stir it really quickly. You want the consistency to be about like a Greek yogurt, so you want to make sure that it's got a good consistency, and that way it'll spread well on your surface. So I'm going to go blue here, and I'm going to quickly remove it and replace it on the other side of the board and just do blue right on top. I could wash the transfer and use it again after I dry it, but I'm just gonna do it again here really quick in the same color. So as long as the paste hasn't dried, so you can still get through the transfer, you can reuse it really quickly. And then excess goes back in here. Wipe off really quickly. I think that's the fun thing about these squeegees. If I was using one brush, right, I have to go to the sink. It takes forever to wash it out. Then you gotta dry it. You can't do that. You can't do that with a brush. Let's do a yellow. So the Couture boards are home decor, you know, customized. You can change it up. You can do, you know, pretty much whatever you want on it. And I'll show you that it has a bunch of different features. So let's do this big one, yellow. Made that a little bit runny. Peel that off. Goes right in there. And the last one we'll do, maybe we'll do that one purple again, just because we got 2 blues, we'll do 2 purples, even though it's a little dark. It's still pretty. It's a pretty, pretty plum. All right, so of course I could do a bunch more. We'll leave it at that for now, and maybe I'll add some more later. But then I wanted to show you, so now that I've got that on there, so you can see it. Since this is a chalkboard, of course, I can use chalk. Trying to find my chalk I set out. I can use regular chalk on it. So I kind of got that off center, didn't I? That was kind of a bit funny. So I can do 4 days until Christmas. It's kind of off-centered. I might redo that. That's kind of goofy, but you get the point. It is you can use it with regular chalk. And now what I'm going to do to just kind of add some more chalk element on there, down at the bottom here. The great thing also about this is if I decide I don't like that, because I did kind of do it off-centered, is I can wash it off and redo it. The product is water soluble. Once it dries to the touch, it won't come off by touching it, but I can easily wash it off with a little bit of water and change it out. So that is a lot of fun. And actually I could just show you really quickly how I do that. So I could take a wet paper towel or a wet disinfectant wipe, and I can just take off this yellow. How easy that comes off. And I can take off my 4, just like normal chalk. I'm gonna be careful not to get my purple messed up, because these might still be wet. All right, so now I'm gonna let that dry, and I can redo those ornaments there and redo my chalk. So I like when I mess up, because I can show you how versatile these products are. So I want that to be good and dry before I redo anything on there. So down here, I'm going to do a little writing. So I was going to say wish list. Wish list. Is that pretty close on it? Sometimes when you don't want to center it right, you just kind of make it creative. So we're going to do that in green, because the green looks pretty on there. Stands out. Oops. And because it's water soluble, not only can I erase it, but if I needed to just touch up, if I just went out of the lines a little bit, if I, you know, kind of bled it a little bit, you can wash off, and that works really well on our chalkboards, as well as other surfaces, but really good on our chalkboards. So there we go, wish list. And so right there, what I can do is, again, use the chalk. And we can put in, you know, some information like wish list. We can say we want a, oh, my daughter wants My Little Pony. That's what she wants for Christmas. My Little Pony train set, to be specific. So this ornament up here that I took off, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wipe it down with a wet wipe, and I'm going to blow dry it really quickly just to make sure it's good and dry before I reapply it. So all I'm doing is cleaning it off front and back with a wet wipe, and I'm going to blow dry it. it's ready to use again. And this time, I'm going to do it on each side. We'll do a yellow one on each side and leave a little space in the middle maybe. Didn't quite plan it out as well as I could have, I guess, but I was just winging it, and that's what, you know, sometimes when you wing it, it works out really good, and sometimes it's kind of goofy looking. So again, I can just take this off, make sure I get all my corners. And I can put it right over here. Let's put it down a little bit. And then I can chalk it again. The other thing I like about Chalk Couture is if you're not very creative or artistic, the products do the work for you. I mean, this looks beautiful without me having to design it or, you know, be artistic. But for those people who are truly artistic and creative, like, they can go all out and they can make, you know, really custom creations and do fancy things with it, and it is gorgeous. So there's so many ways to do with it. This also comes with a little, so you can make the little hangers. So I'm gonna add those real quick. I'll just do a couple and then I'll do the rest later, just so you can see all of them. I'm gonna do those in white. I don't want to keep you on here forever, but please do comment if you have a chance to watch this, if you found it interesting, if you found any of the tips helpful or want to learn more. So we're just gonna carefully, this is where when you have one of these squeegees, you can cut it in half. Makes it easier to get into some of these smaller transfers. So again, I'm just gonna go right over here, reuse it again. And I can just kind of keep going. Maybe I'll just do it all real quick, because before it dries, I can just keep chalking it carefully so I don't mess up my newly painted ornament. A couple more here. Get right in there. And the squeegee is kind of flexible, so that's nice because you can kind of get in the corners a little bit. Make sure I get a little bit of paste on there. There you go. Final touches to those ornaments. Now they look super cute. And now I can go back and put in my number right there in the middle. 4 days until Christmas. And so once this is dry, once my chalk paste is dry, then as I wipe off the 4, it's not going to affect my ornaments or my days until Christmas. Once that's dry, the only way to get it off now is by applying water and getting it wet. So that's the great thing about that. So now I can use the chalk and wipe off the chalk day to day without messing up my design. Same with this area down here. So the final thing I wanted to share with you about our Couture chalkboards is that because it is a steel board behind the porcelain chalkboard, it is magnetic. So that means you can take anything with a magnet and apply to it. So I'm going to use this as a card display. So I've got these little teeny tiny magnets I'm just gonna stick on there like that. And I can just stick, I can even stick them on the back side so that you can still open the cards and then you don't see the magnets. And that's my Chalk Couture Christmas display. Used with chalk paste that I can wash off and use over and over again. I can use it as a chalkboard with chalk, and I can also use it as a magnetic board and put things with magnets on it. So it's a very multi-purpose board, has a lot of great uses, and they're very beautiful. They come in black, white, there's a teal one, different sizes. I have a small one too, and they're really a lot of fun. So after the holidays, I will take this off, redo it, and create a new design, and I'll share that with you. If you have any ideas or input, please let me know. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, want more information, feel free to contact me.